This is lesson 3.1 for pre-algebra. Take out your notebooks, title it 3.1, Rounding and Estimating. Now, this should be a review for most of you because rounding and estimating you've been doing for many years. Some railroad problems require only an estimate for an answer, so that's why they teach this to you. So here's some examples. A headline noting the number of people living in China. So in the media, they don't say the exact number of people living in China or anywhere because it can change. People die, people are born every single minute of every single day. So that changes, so they approximate it. The distance from the Earth to the moon, they estimate because it's such a large number. And the hours at soccer practice in 1 month. You might estimate that because maybe one day you stay after for 10 minutes and maybe one day you're out early for some reason. But there's a lot of times when we use estimates in our everyday. So, pause the video and try these 6 problems. This is just a review where you estimate to the underlying place value. All right, so our first one is underline is 4. So I look to the number to the right, and that's a 1. So I am going to go down. So I want to, my answer would be 38.4. I'm rounding down, and I'm rounding to the underlined place value. So B, 0 is underlined. I look next to it, and that's a 7, so I'm going to round up to 1. 5 is underlined, which is the 10th place. I look to the 100th place, and that's a 6, so I'm going to round up. So it's 7,098.6. Here, this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths place. I look here and it's a 4, so I'm gonna round down. So it's 274.943. This is the tenths place and it's a 2 next to it, so I'm gonna round down to 5.0. This is the hundredths place, and it's a 1, so I'm going to round down to 9.85. So that is just a review. That's one way to estimate. I round to the nearest, like, hundredths, tenths, thousandths place. All right. So another way to estimate is to round all numbers to the same place. So this is just called rounding. This is one way to estimate. This is what I do every single time I go to Meijer or I go anywhere shopping, is I estimate the like how much I'm going to spend in my head. So let's say I bought something for $135. I say that's about $140. 15.9 I say is like 20, and 24 is about 20. So when I add that up in my head, it should come to about $180. If the person at the cash register rings me up and says that's $275.90, that is a huge red flag, so I would know that is not right. You rang something up wrong. So many people don't do this mental math in their head, and they lose money all the time at the cash register. So here's another one. 464.90 goes to 460. 125.73 goes to 130. I add that up, or I subtract that. It should be about 330, and it came to 339. So I know, oh, that's really reasonable. So try that with these 2 problems. Push pause, and then we'll go over it. All right. So 355.3, you might round to 350. And 204.89, I might round to 205. So my approximate would be 555. If you have 550 to 560, anything in between, it's right, as long as you're close. If you have 400, you're wrong. So it's pretty simple. 453, I might round to 450. And 230, that was an easy one, it's just 230. So 450 minus 230 is 220. I think this is the easiest one. There's not much to think about. All right, the second one is called front-end estimation. front-end estimate is often closer to the exact sum than an estimate you find by rounding. So these ones back here weren't very close to the exact sum because I chop it off quite a bit. But these back here, or these right here, you're going to get a lot closer to your actual answer. So what it is, it's a front-end estimation. So first, you add the front-end digits. So I add the bigger numbers, and then I round to estimate the sum of the remaining digits. So here's an example. $2.71 plus $1.73 plus $1.10. So I add 2 plus 1 plus 4 in red. So I add those, and that gives me 4. And then 70 goes to about 70 cents. 73 is 70 cents, and 10 cents is 10 cents. I add them up, and that gives me $1.50. So I add 4 plus $1.50 to get $5.50. So let's try A together, and then you can do B on your own. So I'm going to add my front end numbers. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 9 is 17. And then I'm going to add 0.75, so let's say this is 0.8. This is 0.2, so that's a 1. And then this is 0.6, so then I add 1.6 to it. So then my answer is 18.6. So try this next one, and then we'll go over it. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 plus 2 plus 7, so that's 10. And then I'm going to add, let's say this is 10 cents. This is 50, and this is 40. So that's another $1, so then you get $11. This is front-end estimation. All right, the next one is called clustering. Clustering. This is number 3. The third type of estimating. You estimate the sum of several numbers that are all close to the same value. So I do this when I'm at Target and I have bought like 3 shirts for myself, and they're all about the same. So I might have one shirt that's $8.99. I might have another shirt that's $10.99, and then I might have another shirt that's $9.99. So I look at all of them and I say, oh, this is about 10 plus 10 plus 10. It's about $30. Whenever you have a couple of things that are all about the same, when you just say 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30 bucks. I spent about $30. So that's called clustering. Here is an example. Estimate the total long distance charge for the months of May, June, and July, and August shown at the right. So there's no chart at the right, but what it is this. So 1 month was $13.99, 1 month was $16.98, 1 month is $15.75, and then the last month was $17.10. So what they did is they said, well, each month is about $15, and so then they did $15 times 4 months, and they got about $60 as their answer. So try these 2, and then push pause, and we'll come back. All right, so A is just, these all are about 5, 5, 5. So it's about $15 total. This next line, I would estimate it at 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 25, which is 125. This is clustering. You're taking everything and you're kind of clustering it together. All right, so that's it for your notes.